Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought of doing a video because it's a weekend and it's a school holiday for me. And this video is going to be pretty different from the videos I've done before because throughout this video what I'll basically be doing is I'll be talking about food, or more likely a specific special cuisine that my mom has prepared for us. So the special cuisine that my mom has prepared for us today is dumpling soup. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard of it before, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys have tried it before as well. So what I'll basically be doing today is simply I am going to first of all review the food item, and then after that what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to tell you guys like what are the ingredients that my mom used, what's the method she used to prepare this and all that. And then after that I will be sharing with you guys some information on dumpling. And then finally I will be answering some very common questions that people have about dumpling. So that's my plan for today. And first of all, let's review it. So let's dig in and see how it tastes. I feel like the broth is a bit spicy, but at the same time, it has a lot of flavor in it, which I think makes it really good. It has a very tangy flavor. I think the dumpling is really soft, and also the paste inside of it is really, really, really flavorful, and therefore I think it's actually really good. It's really great. So guys, this is Fran's Chinese dumpling soup, and I can really feel the taste and the flavor of prawns actually. It's actually amazing because prawns. Yeah, the prawns is really good. I can feel the flavor of it. Yeah, I think you guys should try this out at home as well. I'll tell you guys the ingredients and the method, so you guys can definitely try this at home. It's really amazing. So guys, that was a bit of a review on the dumpling soup that my mom made. Now moving on to the ingredients and the method. But before I move on to that, I thought of giving you guys small information about dumpling soup. So, okay, basically dumpling soup is dumplings cooked in a broth or stock with vegetables and seasoning. And just like dumplings, dumpling soups also, there are many varieties and types of dumpling soups. It depends on the country in which it is made. So, for an example, we have Chinese dumpling soup, we have American dumpling soup, we have Korean mado soup, and we have Italian tortellini soup. So, these are few examples of types of dumpling soups around the world or around the globe. And also, each of these like categories, let's take Chinese dumpling soup for an example, which is the type of soup that my mom made. Each person makes it a bit different from the other, I guess, depending on the ingredients that you add. Like, there's a slight difference between the way people make. Like, let's take the filling of the dumpling, for an example. Like some people could add pork, some people could add prawns, depending on their preferences. And even the broth, the quantity or the amount of seasoning that you add into the broth could change from person to person. So guys, what I'll basically be doing is I'll briefly explain to you guys on the method and the ingredients that my mom added to make this. Technically, because we have actually uploaded a video on how to make Chinese dumpling soups in our other channel, Village Life. So we'll put the link down in the description box below. So guys, please go ahead and check it out so that you guys can get a clear understanding on the exact method and the ingredients used. So guys, here's a bit of a brief explanation on the method to make the soup. What you basically do is you add a bit of oil into a pot, and after that you add the vegetables that you have: carrot, leeks, ginger, onion, and all that. And also you add the spices into it, and also you add the prawns. And then after you add the prawns, you let it cook for a bit, and then you add water. So after you add water, you close it and you let it boil. And while it's boiling, what you do is you move on to your final step, which is adding the dumplings onto the soup. So you add the dumplings into the soup, and then you close it and you let it boil again so that the dumplings will be cooked and you can finally serve it. Yeah, that's the final step. And as for the dumplings, what you basically do is you make a dough, and this dough is really special because you only need 3 ingredients to make it. You need flour, salt, and hot water, and also it is a hard dough. And then moving on to the paste inside, what you basically need is you need prawns, like minced prawns, and then you need onion, chili, spring onion, coriander leaves, and some spices like pepper powder and salt. And what you basically do is you mix all of these together, and that's basically this paste that you put inside of the dumpling. So you can just flat the dough out, cut it into circles, you can add the paste in, and you can make it into shapes. So guys, that was a brief explanation, and again, please check down the description box below. There's the link to the video on how to make Chinese dumpling soup, and it's from step 1 to the final step, where you guys can clearly get an idea and understanding on how to do it. So please go ahead and check it out. So guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to give you guys some information about dumpling. Let's start up with the name. So the term dumpling is basically an English term. So there are different names for this, and it depends on 3 factors. Number 1 would be the origin, like from which country did the specific type of dumpling origin from. And then the second factor would be the type, like which type it is. Is it boiled, is it steamed, or is it pan fried? The third factor, on the other hand, is rather a minor factor. The reason to why I'm saying this is because here I'm talking about the shape, and the reason why I'm saying it is because I feel like the name does not depend a lot on the shape. It's because I feel like the shape is what distinguishes the difference between different types of dumplings rather, and the name will not solely or completely depend on the shape, but it is sometimes a factor that can affect the name. So that's why I thought of including it in the 3 factors. And here are 3 different types of shapes that a dumpling can come in. It could come in hexagonal shape, it could come in a square shape, and it could also come in a crescent shape. Also, keep in mind that these are just 3 different types of shapes, and there are a lot more out there. Moving on to the origin of dumplings. Actually, the origin of dumplings remain unclear. The reason to this is because there are so many different types of dumplings in so many different countries. The most common belief is that it originated from China, but it is still very unclear, and it's really hard for us to pinpoint to which country it actually originated from. So therefore, we'll have to believe that it came independently from each country. Like they build their own type of dumpling, and in earlier times, because of trade and migration, these ideas could have exchanged to countries that might not have had the idea of dumplings, and therefore they also started making dumplings in their own unique and cultural manner. And that kind of explains the reason to why you have so many different types of dumplings around the world. So a few different forms of dumplings from different countries are gyoza from China, gyoza from Japan, and momo from Nepal and Tibet. So guys, this is the final part of the video, and it's basically some questions that I came across which are commonly asked about dumplings, and I'll be answering these questions for you guys. So the first question is, what's the difference between dumplings and pot stickers? So basically, pot stickers are like a specific type of dumpling, but the difference is you basically pan fry one side while the rest of it is steamed. And so therefore, like, the bottom of it is crispy and the top is actually soft. While regular dumplings, on the other hand, are basically the dumplings that you steam or boil throughout. So that's like the difference between pot stickers and regular dumplings. So another very common question asked is whether dumplings are healthy. Now, this question can be answered in both ways. It can be either yes or it can be no. And it technically depends on what ingredients you use and how you prepare it. Like, for an example, let's say you steam it or you boil it, right? And then you use nutritious filled fillings. And in that case, it would be healthy because you use nutritious fillings. Like, for an example, let's take meat items like chicken or turkey or sometimes even fish, right? And then it could be vegetables like cabbage, spinach, and mushroom. Well, in that case, it's extremely healthy. But if you use the technique of pan frying, or else you use like high sodium containing fillings, or even if you like add sauces and seasonings that contain high sodium into the broth, it is technically not very good for your body and it can negatively impact your body. Therefore, in that case, it's not always very healthy. And therefore, it's better if you try to make your dumplings towards the more healthier side with using techniques like steaming and all that, and with healthier fillings and seasonings. But then again, it's totally fine to try pan fried dumplings. It's amazing, it's really good, but not always. Try to minimize that. Another question asked is, why are dumplings eaten on New Year's or any other special occasion? Now, the reason to this is because dumplings are believed to symbolize prosperity, wealth, and unity. Like, let's take the Chinese New Year for an example. So Chinese believe that dumplings symbolizes silver and golden ingots, and therefore they believe that since ingots represent wealth, dumplings also represent wealth. And therefore they use dumplings as a hope for a fortunate, prosperous, and happy new year. So the final question that's commonly asked is, what should I serve dumplings with? So technically, dumplings are most commonly served with a flavorful dipping sauce. So in Chinese dumplings, you serve it with a sauce made up of soy sauce, a little sesame oil, and vinegar. But then again, for different other kinds of dumplings, the sauce changes, and therefore you can make a sauce unique to the specific type of dumpling that you're making. Also, like my mom had just made, you can make dumplings or you can serve dumplings as a soup. And also, the third way that is you can technically serve it aside with maybe vegetables or rice or noodles or even a side salad. So yeah, those are 3 ways that you can serve dumplings. Also guys, you guys might remember that in one of my previous videos where I basically went to Colombo Port City Beach Plaza, I ate dumplings and there it was served with a specific flavorful dipping sauce. It was really, really spicy, but also really flavorful. And yeah, I hope you guys have checked that video out as well. If not, it will also be put down in the description box below, so go ahead and check it out as well. So, guys, before we conclude, I have a small question for you guys. Please comment down below what country you guys are from and what is the unique type of dumpling in your country. I'm really curious about this, so please comment down below. And with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have learned something new. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.